Morning everybody, my name's Taylor Smith. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. Behind me we're going to be going over our 2023 Winnebago Vita. If you guys are kind of familiar with the Navions, this is kind of the sister of the Navion, so just under that Navion. It's a little bit more simple though, just because you only have two exterior colors and we're only going to have one floor plan today and one interior color. But there are a few upgrades if you wanted to place an order, or you can kind of switch it up to meet your needs. But let's get right into it. Sliding on over to our tires, it's 215 85 R16s with the aluminum wheelbase. Sliding over here, we have our nice little running board with some hooks. I like how Winnebago just adds little hooks. It's perfect for pets. If you're away or you're gonna go on a little hike and you wanna tie up your pets and have a little fence around it, just to kind of keep them protected if it's a nice, cool summer day. Here is our full body paint, and this is the sand exterior. So the other exterior color is going to be the Tucson. It's more of like a bluish gray, but the full body paint is the upgrade. What's nice about the full body paint, you don't have to worry about any decals pulling off. If you don't have the flexibility to keep it indoors, this kind of just helps the longevity of the paint along the throughout its life. Alrighty, we have our nice, beautiful awning out. This awning does have a light. It's just actually gonna be right where the awning starts. It's a nice little LED strip all the way along the whole awning. And then down below here, we have two plug-ins in case you wanna plug in a radio, surround sound, or anything like that. And then it does have the little port to plug in a TV if you want your little exterior TV to watch some football games or any sports of your liking. Down below here, we have our propane, which is going to be 51.6 pounds. And then right over here, this is our hydraulic for our leveling jacks. Not sure if you can kind of see them, if we can point through here. I'll point one out back here behind the rear tire. But this is kind of new for the Vita to have the automatic leveling jacks. It's just super nice not to have to use those manual ones, and just a little bit more physical labor. So if it's kind of hot, you're not breaking a sweat right when you get to your campsite. It just makes it a lot easier for setting up. And also while you're inside of your coach, it limits that sway while you're walking around, especially if you have little kiddos running around making a commotion inside of the coach. Just makes it feel a little bit more stable. Right here is just for your hot water. So it's the tankless hot water heater, and it's about 6 gallons of hot water. And then right here is just your Suburban exhaust. Sliding back here, this is kind of where you could see one of the hydraulic jacks. But not too much. The Vita is very simple. It's a great first time coach just because you don't have a lot going on. So it's easy to kind of learn for a first coach. Up above, we have our backup camera. And then I've been hearing a lot of customers coming in, and especially on Class A's or C's, they've been wanting a window in the back, which is kind of, I don't know. I kind of see the need for it, especially if you're at the beach. It makes it feel a little bit more open inside. You don't feel like you're enclosed in a little box if you do spend a lot of time in your coach and you're not just like sleeping in there. So this is nice that it does have that window. I've just been hearing a lot about that recently. And then I briefly wanted to talk about the roof. You do have 2 solar panels up there. They're 100-watt solar panels, and then you do have the Coleman Mac AC as well. So you'll definitely need to be plugged in to run that, but you do have that option of the AC. Another thing is it has a ladder, so if you need to get on your roof, you don't need to bring your own ladder. A lot of coaches are kind of doing away with the ladders, so this one does have a ladder, which makes it nice just to kind of check up on your roof and maintaining. If you had a hailstorm, just kind of making sure that there's no damage up there or anything like that. Sliding on over to the driver's side of the coach. Here is your 30 amp shore power cord, nice and neatly arranged inside here. I did just learn something too the other day. A lot of people take these off and they put their slinky in there because a lot of customers were asking me, oh my goodness, on the Navions, like where do we put those things, you know, those nasty things to kind of that we don't want rolling around inside of our coach. Well, the Vita has this nice, beautiful spot where you can just pull that off and then put the slinky in there, and it does have holes on either side, so you don't have to worry about it getting too hot in there, and there's no way for the fluids to kind of drain out all by itself. Alrighty, here is our first storage compartment. It's pretty big and deep, and it's not accessible from inside. This is actually right underneath your bed. And as you can see here, they're nice and labeled for you, but your black waste and your gray waste tank drain is gonna be right here. So you have a 41-gallon gray and then a 41-gallon black, but you only have 37 gallons of fresh water, just so you don't get that overfill, but still pretty decent sized tanks for this unit. Sliding over here, we have a few more. You have that exterior solar port, so if two solar panels up there isn't enough for you and you want a little bit more of a boondocking flexibility, the port is already built in for you, so you can buy them easily on Amazon, plug it in, and you got some extra solar there. This is just another TV port there. And then here is your fill. So you can fill, sanitize. And then you have another one right here, just kind of keeps for no gunk kind of getting in there. I was gonna take it all the way off, but then I decided halfway not to do that. So we're not gonna mess with that today. But like I said, fresh water, again, 37 gallons. Here is another little storage, but this one's really tall. So if you have any, I don't know, big outdoor umbrellas that you kind of wanted to pick up, or even skis. I haven't really measured it, but if you're interested in bringing some skis, I kind of feel like it would definitely fit, or even maybe 2 snowboards or something like that. Let me know if that intrigues you and I can get the measurements. Alrighty, directly below here, it's another storage area, but this one's completely plastic. So I would definitely leave any things that's risk of leaking or anything that's kind of wet in here. You won't have to worry about any damage from the water. And then lastly, we have our Cummins Onan. It's a 3,200 watt diesel generator. So that is an option. You can have it diesel or you can have it propane, whichever you'd like. Just keep in mind, this unit only has 24.5 gallons of diesel fuel. So you might want to fill up before you go to your campground if you do have a diesel generator and you're planning on running it a lot if you don't have any plugins where you're camping. Again, with the nice little running board and clips. This is where our diesel fuel is right here. Again, that 24.5 gallons. We have a little lumbar electric configuration here. And then if you're familiar with Mercedes, they all have these where it blends in very well. I was very confused the first time I was trying to figure out how to move these seats up and down and back and forth and whatnot. So you just use these and it moves up and down as well. So it's kind of nice. And then you do have 3 memories. So if you have multiple people that will be driving this unit, they don't have to worry about spending 5 minutes making sure they're comfortable before you take a really long drive. And again, they are heated, so that's nice to have in Colorado. We have our overhead bunk here. I just wanted to point out you have a window on either side. So it's nice to kind of have that airflow, especially with the windows that open up. Just a beautiful headshot here of our 2024 Winnebago Vita, and it's the 24P, the only floor plan that they have available for the Vita. Alrighty, sweet. So this is on a 3.0 liter 6-cylinder 180 horsepower turbo diesel engine, and it's a 7G tonic with an automatic transmission, 220 amp alternator. But everything's within hand's reach. Your diesel fills right here, and then you have your oil right here. This is for the coolant. And then I was trying to find where the washer fluid is. Here we go. This little blue cap here for your washer, windshield wiper washer fluid. Well, that was a mouthful. Speaking of the windshield, I'm not even gonna say it again, you know what I'm talking about. It has an automatic sensor on your wipers, which I love. I just purchased a car that had that for the first time ever, and it's kind of amazing. Except, you know, when it starts dumping rain and it doesn't pick up fast enough and you kind of have a mini panic. But I like not having to figure out where that little windshield wiper button is to kind of turn them on. It just automatically comes on, so that's kind of nice. Alrighty, take a last few glimpses of the exterior and we're gonna work our way inside. I'm just gonna go ahead and open the door, and I have to have the chassis running with the emergency brake on just so we can open up our slide. So I'm gonna go do that. Alrighty, I'll turn that radio down. And the parking brake, almost forgot. All right, so before I open up the slide completely, as you could tell, there's actually a lot of room to walk. So if you have dogs, pets, more than one dog, a lot of people are very curious to how much space they'll have, more so if they'll be able to turn around. Most coaches, they'll be able to walk to the bathroom and then turn around, but a lot of coaches, you don't have this much room where dogs can literally just turn around. They'll have to go under the table or something like that. So this is a floor plan that you have that flexibility where any pets can comfortably walk around while you're driving down the road, and they won't be confined to just one spot. All right, so our slide room controller's up here. Once we get all these open, I'll go ahead and go over all these controllers over here. All right, perfect. So we have our solar controller over here. As you could tell, our charge life right now is at that 14.1 volts, so we're fully charged. Down here is just our inverter controller. Just being able to have that turned on or off is just kind of nice. So it just doesn't, having that on, if you're running the AC and it pops a breaker or anything like that, then makes it nice. Down below here, we just have all of our tank levels. And then you could check the battery life. You're fresh, black, and gray, so you'll just push this little button. See how it lights up. So it's empty. We don't have anything in our tanks right now. But if you do purchase it, we will fill up fuel, propane, and then also get you full of water, and then kind of just make sure everything is camp ready, just so the moment you take delivery, you can start your adventure from that first day, which is nice. Down below here is just our Cummins Onan generator that we saw outside. So you have your on and off. Remember, we want to prime our generator, especially if it hasn't been turned on for a while. Just prime it up and then start it. Down below here, we have our awning controllers and then the awning light that I was talking about. This is our battery disconnect. You just want to make sure if you're ever storing your coach, you're going to turn this off. Even though you have those solar panels up there, you don't want to come back to a dead coach. 2 panels up there is just going to help maintain your batteries and to keep them from dying when you're actually using it. But you can never just leave it stored there with this on and, oh, it's fine, everything else, no lights or anything are running. You still have that trickle charge going on, and you could still risk coming back to a dead coach even though you do have solar panels. You don't really know what the weather's gonna look like. This is just a little step. So right now when I close my door, it'll automatically come in, but you can just override that. So if you're camping and you don't wanna have to worry about, oh wait, you open the door, wait for that step to come out, you can just leave it automatically out without having to worry for it to come out. Down below here, this is our our hydraulic leveling jacks, which I showed you guys outside. So you'll just easily turn it on, let it wake up. All the lights will be flashing at you. It's gonna just remind you that the ignition is on, and it should say, and then the parking brake's on, and they'll also let you know if you have low voltage, just to kind of give you a heads up, hey, maybe you should start your generator. But you just go ahead and push the button to auto level, and it's just as easy as that. It'll take a few minutes. You'll kind of feel a rumble underneath you until it gets itself perfectly leveled out. Once you're level and you're ready to leave, all you have to do is retract all and all of them will come up. Sometimes it'll kind of just be beeping at you. You don't have your jacks down, but while you're driving down the road, they can kind of just slip. So that is completely normal. So if you're trying to drive away and it's yelling at you, because it will, saying that some of the jacks are down, but you know they're not, just come back over here and push, I'll retract, and it'll kind of tighten them all back up before you start your journey. All right, I'll turn that off. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and start back here. So here's that beautiful window I was talking about, and it's also an emergency exit. And then you have just a blackout shade, just to give you a little bit more privacy. Here is our queen bed. It's a 60 by 75. So RV queen. Push back. So you do have a little bit of space just to kind of shimmy your way around to get in. So you don't really have to worry about having that corner bed where you're crawling over somebody in the middle of the night to use the restroom. A lot of people point that out with floor plans. That's why the twin bed configuration that turns into a full is normally really popular. But I like how this one still gives you that option to kind of walk around it. This bed is actually a Winnebago wind sleep bed. So they made it to be a lot cooler during the winter and just a little bit more breathable. And then it also helps while you're sleeping there. It's not super hard or super soft. I'm drawing a blank on the pressure relief. So it's built in with different technologies for pressure relief and then also cooling. So who wants to sleep hot? I mean, everybody wants it cold more so. I'm biased, but you want it cold and you want to like snuggle with your blankets because it's just a lot. You sleep so much better that way. So I like how this bed is a little bit more upgraded and a lot more comfortable. All right, sliding over here to our bathroom. So we have our beautiful shower here where the shower head comes off. It is plastic, so it's typical in pretty much all Winnebago products. You have this beautiful shower head where you can turn it off and on to just save that water capacity that you have. Again, 37 gallons. But in this shower, you do have a few places where you can just set your shampoo, body wash, or anything else that you would like to store inside of the shower. I know when you're going down the road, you can't really keep it there because it's all going to fall down. But I like when you get everything ready and set up for camp, it just has that option so not all of your stuff is on the floor or underneath the sink, and then you get in the shower and kind of forget it's there. So I like having that. Here's a nice, beautiful medicine cabinet and a pretty big size mirror. And then they added this little latch, which is awesome just because, look, I already did a little fingerprint there, just to kind of keep away from trying to pull the actual mirror off. And then you have a little rack here for towels, a nice little sprayer for your toilet. And then you have two plug-ins right here just for a toothbrush or maybe a razor or anything like that. And directly underneath that, you have some, more storage for some toilet paper or bathroom necessities. Alrighty, down below the bed, I just want to show you where all the fuses and the breakers are. Pop it open here. So we have all of our breakers and our fuses all in one, and I love how it's just kind of directly below the bed and it's not on a wall that kind of just stands out like a sore thumb. So you have that here, which is semi-hidden, not up in your face. And on the bathroom door, you do have a little button, but I just wanted to show you the door. It comes out, don't worry. In here you have another piece of the door that you pull out. Hold on, let me go in so I can actually show you. And it folds and buttons. There's a magnet right here. You can't see it, just trust me, I promise you, there's a magnet right here. So it just magnets up, so it's just kind of nice how there's no see-through, no peepholes. It's not cloth or plastic, it's nice and wood and heavy duty, so you feel secure and like you have a lot of privacy while you're in the bathroom. And then instead of cutting off the door to meet this side, it gives you a lot more space in here. So I can literally stand right here without having to confine myself by the toilet while I'm trying to change. So being able to have a door like that, it gives you a little bit more space. All right, we'll start up here with all of our kitchen storage. And that big shelf is adjustable. Pretty heavy duty latches, so you don't have to worry about as much noise going down the road. catch what I said, as much noise, because RVs are always going to be some type of noisy. So just prepare yourself for that. You have a 3-burner propane. So it's kind of nice having 3. The Navion actually has 2. One is going to be that electric burner and the other one will be that propane burner. So a lot more people are more comfortable using the propane for their cookware, but it's kind of nice seeing 3. Just want to make sure this is off. Sorry. Get distracted easily. Here is the microwave. Kind of, it makes you think you have an oven because they're right underneath each other, but it's not an oven. You have the microwave convection oven, which is pretty standard in all coaches. So you have all of your, you can do a cake, which I've never done. I should probably do that. That'd be pretty cool to kind of test that out. All right, then we have more storage. Really got to put some muscle into it. And then I'll get the drawers just so you can have a nice little overview. So lots of storage there. I just love this little accent. They could have totally just made it hollow, but the fact that they just cut it out and put a little backsplash just makes it look a little bit more high class. With the light, just brightens it up. Maybe if you put some succulents or something in here and make it a little nice, some greenery. Over here we just have our standard blinds with our little, so you can black it out. And then you can also open it up and it has the screen. The sink is really huge. So 2 square sinks, perfect for that wash, rinse. It is on a little hinge here to rinse out the whole entire sink. And then you have 2 of these beautiful things to kind of catch all the gunk because you don't have a garbage disposal. So you got to make sure you don't put too much down there. Alrighty, and then you have your beautiful TV, which is also behind some storage here. And then as you can see, you have one more little plug-in and a few more ports there. But I love how they gave you the option to still use all this space easily on a little cupboard hinge. I know with the Navion, you literally have to unhook it, and I can never find it in a pinch when I'm trying to show people, and it just is really awkward. So I love how they just made it super easy. Bam, right there. You don't have to mess with the TV or kind of fight with it to get to your storage space. All right, we'll start back over here. So we have little additional locks here, just in case you want to store a lot of canned goods or it's pretty heavy, and you know with RVs they do have a little bit of a sway, so you don't want these kind of throwing themselves open while you're going down the road. But these are pretty heavy duty drawers, all wood, interchangeable for the slots here for the cabinet space. So a lot of storage in a 24-footer. And of course, everybody wants their air conditioning bedside, so you can change the temperature without getting out of bed. So you easily have this right next to you while you're sleeping. Oops. Okay. Here is the fridge, freezer. A lot of storage there. And it is a 12-volt fridge. So it'll keep it nice and cool while you're going down the road. And then you have one big drawer down below here. Alrighty, sliding over to our booth dinette table. We got some more storage up above. We have the beautiful cup holders that aren't plastic, which I love, just makes it look nicer in this table. So this coach kind of says it sleeps 4 just because there is only one floor plan, but you do have the option to make this the theater seat instead of the booth, so then that would make you only sleep 4. But having this booth dinette, it does turn into a little bed, so if you had 2 smaller kiddos, you'd be able to sleep up to 6, so that's nice. All right, sliding over here to our overhead bunk with the only one window. I'm sorry, I lied. One window that opens, and then this you fold over. It's really heavy, so just don't mind me while I'm struggling here. It's because it's wood on this side and cushiony on this side, so when you flip it over, you don't have to worry about your butt sinking through. But I will show you what it looks like just so you can get the full picture. And as you can see up above, you have a beautiful little fan there. So that will help when you open that window to kind of suck out the hot water. I mean, the hot water, geez, suck out the hot air and bring in some nice cool air. Perfect. There you go. So you have a beautiful bed up here. You could probably sleep two if you were careful. And then the ladder, I love how they automatically just have a space for it to click in while you're going down the road. You don't have to worry about throwing it on top of the bed or throwing it on top of the bunk, but you don't want the bunk to be completely ready to go because then you kind of lose some headroom there. But you have the beautiful ladder to get up and down. And then shades to give yourself some privacy. So it's nice if you're purchasing it and you don't have any kids and you don't really plan on traveling with anybody. So you're not really completely sold on the bunk. It's just kind of nice if you ever want to ask another couple to come along with you for a weekend getaway, then you'll be able to have somewhere nice where they could sleep and actually have some privacy too. All right. Perfect. Super easy to set up. Gotta flip this. And super easy to put everything back. Probably want this up a little bit more. Oh, there's a little latch. I messed up. There's a little latch down below here so you don't have to worry about this moving. And I just figured that out. So you're always learning something new. So now it will keep it from swaying while you're going down the road. Perfect. Now we will come up here. I already have the chassis running just from the slide. So everything's already turned on. Of course, if you're familiar with Mercedes, this is nothing new to you. So you might kind of piece out on this part of everything, but you have your standard controllers. Up here you just have your tank levels, and then the oil is all good, so just giving me that reminder. I'll kind of make that go away. There we go. So it automatically will show your mileage up here. So these are all driven from Winnebago's factory. They aren't hauled in. So it's one of the best test drives before it gets to us. And then we also do a full PDI inspection just to ensure and kind of do our best to get out any of those tweaks. Of course, when you're buying a new unit, you just have to be aware that there are going to be little miscellaneous things here and there that will kind of need to realign a drawer and so forth. But here at Transwest, we definitely do our best to kind of get out all those tweaks before you guys take it out on the road for your first trip. Sliding over here, it's just our normal menu, but you can create multiple profiles. So just like the 3-point seat kind of memory, you can have some memory for guests, so it automatically compare to their phone. So you have the phone, navigation, which also has in the built-in gas station, and parking. So if you're just driving down the road spontaneously and you didn't really plan where you're going to stop because you're kind of just testing your limits to see how far you would like to go, it does have parking. So if you want to just be like, okay, I'm tapping out, go ahead and click that and they'll find the nearest parking station for you. We'll go back home. You got your radio, media, more information regarding this whole unit, and then you can also download some more apps. And then you can change all your settings and configurations. Then down below here, you just have your AC, heating and cooling, and your hazard lights. And some cup holders. I did have this chair swiveled with a nice little booster just to kind of show you that these do swivel to kind of create a little bit more living area for you. But yeah. Thank you guys all for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you're really interested in this unit, but you kind of wanted the theater seats, or you'd rather have an LP generator, you can definitely reach out to me and I can kind of do some digging to see when the next one is going to be here, or we can just place an order. But all in all, I hope you guys enjoyed your time here. If you have any questions or I missed out on anything, I'm always open to some happy feedback. But again, my name's Taylor Smith. I hope you guys have a great day.